Before sending in your blog posts or your stories, I've got a couple tips for you. Go through them and ask these questions. Did I do my numbers correctly? Remember to spell out 1 through 9 and use numerals for those 10 and above. Use numerals for addresses and ages. This is so that you get the AP style correct. Ask, did I capitalize correctly? As a general rule, only capitalize proper nouns. If in doubt, don't capitalize. Ask, did I write the name of this school correctly? This is a big place for error. It should be Anoka Ramsey with a hyphen between Anoka Ramsey, Community College, and then in parentheses after it, if you're using it for the first time, do ARCC. You use this acronym after the name if you intend to refer to the school by it later in the story. That way, your readers will know what ARCC means when it suddenly pops up a couple paragraphs later. Ask, did I use many long sentences? Often your long sentences are run-on sentences and should be cut into at least 2 separate sentences. Don't use a comma where you should be using a period. Also, just something to think about, shorter sentences are easier to read for people, and you do want to try to write to about a 4th, 5th grade reading level. That way, your stories are accessible to a larger audience. Ask yourself, did I misspell any words? Of course, you always want to be sure to spell check, but don't rely on that feature alone. Spell check is notoriously good at inserting the wrong spelling or missing a word that's used wrong just because it's in the dictionary. So you put in a word, it's not the correct word, but spell check thinks that it is. Ask yourself, did I read my story out loud before I submitted it? By reading it out loud, you can often catch mistakes that will sound a little bit off to you. Another idea is to ask a friend to read it over before you submit it. Your friend is going to see things that you've missed. It's just how things work. Consider writing items ahead of time to put space and time between the writing and the proofing. You'll find you can catch mistakes better with a day or more in between. Also, call me old school, but I have a hard time catching mistakes on a computer screen. I'm much better if I print a version out and use my red pen.